Well, terrible way to start the show on this great 4th of July weekend. I'm the Godfather Soul, Justin Lewis Fleming. The name of my topic tonight is called Pathetic in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Will Saturday night's main event and Saturday night's main event and will Saturday night's main event and Evolution be any will be worth watching? Hold on, wait. Will Evolution? Hold on a second. Will Saturday night's main event will be any good 1 week from tomorrow night? And will Evolution be any good 1 week from this Sunday night? So much to say before I open up the show. I open up the show with this speech by Bill Pullman from the movie Independence Day about when you pray the President of the United States about our nation's capitalists, and since we all know it's 4th of July. And by the way, happy 4th of July to everybody. So let me get it playing for all of you, and I'll be right back. Awesome.
Morning. They're a little young.
That they are.
They look a little nervous.
I need all flight crews to report to their designated areas immediately.
Major. Arlen.
Sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
In less than an hour, aircraft from here will join others from around the world. And you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind. Mankind, that word should have new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in our common interest. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win the day, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Yep, happy 4th of July, everybody. That was a good speech by Bill Pullman from the movie Independence Day. So let's get down to business with tonight's terrible show. It's back to its 2-hour period. And by the way, I got some breaking news for all of you. We lost a tragic actor. We lost Julian McMahon, the actor from the TV show Nip Tuck. and from the guy who played the villain Doctor Doom from the Doctor Doom from the Fantastic Four film back in 2005. Man, I mean, and I was ready. I was almost about to get ready to see get the movie for the movie to celebrate his 20th anniversary of the Fantastic Four, and Ben he just died. That's sad, man. He's a really good actor, and he'll be missed. Thoughts and prayers go out to his family and his friends. Okay, SmackDown. Friday Night SmackDown kicks off with Jacob Fatu grabbing Sioka from his car in the parking lot and attacking him. WWE officials break it up, and we head to inside the arena. Head inside the arena. Live in the arena, Cody's music hits, and out he comes to the ring. See clips of him defeating Randy Orton and Nia champions to win the King of the Ring. He holds the ring crown as the fans chant his name. He asks the fans what they want to talk about. Before he talks about the crown, he wants to point to his wristband and says there is a young man in Club 66, Cam, who's battling leukemia. Leukemia. Leukemia, is it leukemia? Yeah, wait, it's leukemia. Yeah, leukemia, that's it. The fans give Cam a round of applause. Talking about the crown, he says he had to beat Jay and Orton to hold the crown. He says the crown stands for where they have been, where they are going. Past kings like Booker T, Bret the Hitman Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Triple H. And it stands where they are going. The main event of SummerSlam 2025 himself, the King of the Ring against the undisputed World Wrestling Entertainment Champion, John Cena. Who knows who Seth Rollins might cash in. Randy Orton's music hits and out he comes to the ring. He stands face to face with Cody, and he tells Cody that he had told Cody that he would do whatever it took him to win the King of the Ring 2025. I would not hesitate, but at Night of Champions, he had Cody dead to his rights. But he hesitated, and Cody did not. But he hesitated, and Cody did not hesitate. Cody pulled a trigger, and for that he respects Cody for it. He won't forget, but there is one thing he asks of Cody. He tells Cody to promise him that he will not waste the opportunity. That he will go to SummerSlam and kick John Cena's ass. Well, it looks like Randy Orton is supporting him. He's supporting him. Drew McIntyre's music hits and out he comes to a loud pop from the fans. Wow. Yep, a loud pop. Fans. Drew comes out holding the microphone. He tells them both to shut up. A loud pop from the fans. I mean, that's stupid. I don't know why. This is always about Drew McIntyre. This always don't know why their fans are getting loud. Why they're cheering for him. He tells them both to shut up. It's pathetic. He asks when this bad of male energy when it took over when WWE, and thank God the Alpha has returned. Drew tells Randy that he knows why he lost. He lost the psychological battle before he didn't punt Cody. He says Cody has been buttering Orton for months, like a true politician. Like he gave Orton a big hug and a knife in his back. And speaking of Orton's back, his surgically repaired back, he says Orton tweaked his back at Night of Champions, and someone attacked it, and it was Cody. And Orton did not punk Cody. He asked Orton what happened to him. He was he was the Viper, the Legend Killer, the Apex Predator. He says the legend of Randy Orton is dead. Cody turns to Drew and calls him Super Cody. He wants Cody to win at SummerSlam because he wants Cody. This is 20 years in the making, parallel careers. He wants Cody to win so he can win the title, so that he can be the one to rip it from his hands. And he won't hesitate, unlike somebody. Drew turns around and Cody gives him an RKO. Orton is face to face with Cody and walks away with Cody looking confused. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. You cut backstage and Charlotte was with Nick Aldis. He tells Charlotte that Tiffany will pick her opponent for Night of Evolution, but tonight it's a tag team number one contenders match against the Secret Harvest, against Misha and B-Fab, and whoever wins gets a title shot at Evolution. In comes Alexa Bliss, who tells Flair, "You're welcome." They make clear that they are not friends, and Flair tells her they should be tag team partners. Flair says she doesn't like to share a spotlight. Bliss tells her she's been in the spotlight for a long time, and that's true. Always tells Flair that maybe sometimes Flair doesn't know what is best for her. Alexa asks Flair if she wants to go at Evolution or not, and Flair says fine, but not to get in her way. Oh, boo, boo, boo. Aldis and Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso. Drew McIntyre is backstage and he stops Nick Aldis and he tells Nick that Orton struck first and he wants Randy Orton. Aldis tells him Orton has left the building, but he can have Orton at Night of Champions at Saturday night's main event. Drew tells him that it works, and he turns around to see Jacob Fatu. Both men are face to face, and Drew walks away. Aldis tells Fatu he knows he's upset. He'll be too. But if he wants to fight, and he can find a partner, and he will get Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo tonight. In comes Jimmy Fatu. In comes Jimmy and Fatu and ask him if he's ready to get in where it fits in. Jimmy yeets and they shake hands. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Secret Harvest versus B5 and Mishin. The bell rings and we're underway. Bliss and Mishin and Piper start the match. Flair tags herself in as Mishin go after Flair. Mishin with the chops to Flair, and Mishin with a kick onto Niven and Flair, taking them both down. Flair on the ring apron and a big boot onto Mishin. Niven knocks Flair down to the outside of the ring. Alexa checks up on Flair and Mishin with a suicide dive onto both men. Niven with a cannonball onto Mishin and B-Fast. Fire climbs to the top rope and she drives onto Flair and Bliss. Hold on 1 second, everybody. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, as I said, the bell rings and we're underway. Bliss, Misha, and Piper start the match. Flair tags herself in as Niven and Misha go after Flair. Misha with chops onto Flair and Misha kick onto Niven and Flair, taking them both down. Flair on the ring apron and big boot onto Misha. Niven knocks Flair down to the outside of the ring. Alexa checks up on Flair on Misha with a suicide dive onto both women. Niven with a cannonball onto Misha and B-Fab. Fire climbs to the top rope and she dives onto Flair and Bliss. Back from the commercial with elbow down. Flair hits a spear onto Niven. Flair climbs to the top rope and pats Bliss on the head. Making Bliss the legal competitor. Flair with a moonsault onto both men. Chelsea gets on the ring apron, and Flair with a big boot onto ring. Bliss with a twisted Bliss onto Fire and Niven. She goes for the cover and gets the pin. The winners. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. Nick Aldis is backstage with the tag team division. He says everyone had to get involved in the match against the Wyatt Six. Aldis makes a match between Andre and Ray Phoenix against Axiom and Nathan Frazier. He says he will be one member of each team against the Wyatt Six tonight. Montez Ford, Berto, Johnny Gargano, and Chris Sabin versus Wyatt Six. Berto with a crossbody against Joe Gacy gets back up, but Gacy takes him down with a clothesline. He goes for the cover, but Berto kicks out and he throws Berto to the ropes, but Berto with a crossbody off the second rope. Dexter Lumis is tagged in, but Berto with a kick to the side of the head. He grabs Lumis, but Lumis throws him across the ring. Gargano is tagged in, but Lumis with the right hand is followed by a side slam. He goes for the cover, but Sabin breaks it up. In comes Uncle Howdy, and both teams are in the ring, and they begin to fight. Back from the commercial, Lumis and Ford are in the ring. Lumis goes for a backdrop. Ford lands on his feet, and Sabin is tagged in. Sabin climbs to the top rope and lands on a drop kick. Gacy is tagged in. Sabin with a clothesline followed by his legs scissor takedown. Lumis gets in the ring and Sabin with a backdrop. Sabin takes out all four members of the Wyatt Six. Sabin goes for the cover on Gacy, but Lumis breaks it up. In comes Ford, who throws Lumis to the outside. Uncle Howdy is tagged in, and Ford throws Gacy to the outside, and Ford with a senton over the top rope onto both men. Berto is thrown to the outside outside of Uncle Howdy. He slams Sabin down onto the mat. Eric Rowan is tagged in. Ford gets in the ring and Rowan with a kick onto him. He throws Berto down. Sabin with a DDT onto Rowan. Sabin is about to go for the tag as Rowan and gets to his feet. Gargano looks at Rowan and gets scared. He drops off the ring apron. Rowan with a splash onto Sabin from behind. Rowan with a crossbody onto Sabin, followed by an iron claw slam. He goes for the cover and gets the pin. Winners is Wyatt Six. Commercial break. Tiffany Stratton, Jay Cargill, and Trish Stratus. SmackDown Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton walks down the ring. She gets in the ring and asks the fans, "What time is it?" And they say, "Tiffany time." She says, she's becoming champion. There has been a target on her back, and there was the last woman standing against Nia, but her sights are on SummerSlam 2025, and she will fight Jade Cargill, but she is also ready for Evolution. Tiffany says EO got to pick her opponent, and now she will get to pick as she is talking. Yeah, and her opponent, we all know her opponent was Rhea Ripley from Rhea Ripley, that is. As she is talking, out comes Jade Cargill wearing the Queen of the Ring crown. Jade tells Tiffany that she sees her and she respects her, but Tiffany was barely standing when she was crowning herself as the Queen of the Ring against Asuka. Tonight, Tiffany has a choice to make. If she chooses wrong, she won't be at SummerSlam. Jade says, but for her, it doesn't matter who she faces. She will win the title. Tiffany Taylor tells Jade she is happy. She is out there, and she has a surprise for everyone. Wow, Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus comes down the ring. Trish invited Trish because they teamed up at Elimination Chamber, and she thought, what would Evolution be without some Stratus faction? As she challenges Trish Stratus to a match for a title of Evolution, Jade tells Tiffany she can pick Trish. It doesn't matter who is it at SummerSlam 2025. Trish thanks Tiffany and says Evolution holds a special place in her heart. It represents everything they fought for her. Back then, they had to fight to have one more match on the card. Now at Evolution, they will have an entire and incredibly talented women. She said that their careers are made of moments. Tiffany, they have to give her one. They had to give her one when she got to wrestle in front of her kids, but her kids have never seen her be a champion in the ring. It doesn't have a pretty nice ring to it. An 8-time champion. Tiffany says she wants to make one thing clear. This won't be easy. It's not the attitude anymore. She has a point right there. And it's 2025, not 2001. And Trish says that is good. She has evolved. Tiffany tells Trish that Jade will realize that the WWE Universe runs on Tiffany time. So it's all said it will be at Evolution 1 week from this Sunday. It'll be Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. And somehow, Naomi might cash in. We all know that. Then we'll see a video of Solo Sikoa. A video promo of Solo Sikoa airs. He says he is the new United States champion because he introduces the newest member of the family, Tala Tonga. He says this group is not bloodline. It is much stronger than ever. He says himself that JC will take care of them. He says these are his MMT, his family tree, and it's now his family is complete. Trish Stratus backstage with Jade Cargill. She tells Trish that she is happy for her, but if she wins, she will see her at SummerSlam. Trish walks away and that this psychotic bitch Naomi hits Jade from behind with her Money in the Bank briefcase, and she tells Jade she should proceed with caution. Girl, you need to sit down somewhere. You must have lost her damn mind. I don't know who she thinks she is. In comes Nick Aldis, and Jay tells them to give her Naomi. Okay. Vaxium versus Ray Andrade and Ray Phoenix. Bell rings are underway. Andrade with an armbar into Nathan Frazier, but Frazier gets out of it. Both men exchange reversals. Frazier to the top ropes, and Axiom is tagged in. And as Ray Phoenix, all four men are in the ring and they begin fighting. Back from the commercial, Frazier and Ray are in the ring. Frazier with a headlock and Axiom is tagged in. A double team flex. Axiom goes for the cover, but Ray kicks out. Axiom throws Ray into the corner, but Ray knocks Frazier down. Ray with the DDT onto Axiom. Both men are down. Andrade is tagged in, and it's Frazier. Andrade with a clothesline to both men. A dragon screw onto Frazier, and he lands on a flying forearm to Axiom. Andrade with a free Migo suplex. Ray is tagged in, and Phoenix with a frog splash off the top rope. He goes for the cover, but Frazier kicks out. Axiom knocks Axiom down off the top of the ring apron. Ray climbs to the top rope, but Frazier with a kick to the outside of the head. Frazier climbs to the top rope. Axiom is tagged in, and Frazier with a suplex off the top rope. Axiom goes for the cover, but in comes Andrade, pushes Frazier onto Axiom to break it up. Then we go to commercial break. Back from the commercial, Andrade with a double knees onto Frazier. He goes for the cover, but Frazier kicks out. Andrade climbs to the top rope. He goes for the moonsault. Frazier moves out of the way. Andrade lands on his feet and lands on a moonsault. He goes for the cover, but Axiom breaks it up. Then comes Ray, but Axiom throws him to the outside of the ring. As both men fall to the outside, places Andrade on the top rope and kicks him inside the head. Axiom climbs to the second rope, but Frazier is tagged in. Axiom with a Spanish fly onto Frazier on the top rope. He lands on a Phoenix splash. He goes to the cover, but in comes Ray, who lands on a double knees onto Axiom. Onto Frazier, and they break the cover. Both teams are up. Andrade with a kicks onto both men. Ray with an adios amigos on Axiom. Falls to the outside of the ring. Ray with a splash over onto the Axiom, onto the outside of the ring. Andrade gets the message onto Frazier. He goes for cover and gets the pin. Winners, Andrade and Ray Phoenix. We cut backstage to Damian Priest with the Aleister Black. The Priest tells him that he wants to talk about him R-Truth, but Black tells him that's fine. Priest tells him that R-Truth does not want to see it that way and has a Black match against R-Truth next week. Black tells Priest that if he didn't know any better, he would say Priest is setting up his friend, but Priest is a good guy. He won't do that. Black tells him it's violence against violence. Priest tells Black who tell him he is a good guy and who told him that R-Truth would be the victim to violence. Black laughs and he backs away. Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso versus Sosioka and JC Mateo. The bell rings and we're underway. Fatu attacks JC on the outside of the ring and he throws him into the barricade. He throws JC into the ring and Jimmy is tagged in. Jimmy with chops to the chest, he runs to the ropes, but JC takes him down. Solo was tagged in and he hits Jimmy with a forearm. He throws Jimmy to the ropes, but Jimmy is with a big boot. Jimmy knocks JC off the ring apron, but Solo with a spinning solo. Then we go to commercial break. Back from the commercial, Solo was running with a hip attack onto Jimmy in the corner. JC is tagged in and he grabs Jimmy, hitting with the right hands. JC with a standing moonsault. JC with a running elbow to the face. He goes for the elbow, but Jimmy moves out of the way and he lands on a Samoan drop. Both men are down. Fatu is tagged in and is Solo. Both men with right hands. Solo to the ropes. But Fatu with a clothesline, followed by a senton. Solo with a splash into the corner, followed by headbutts. Fatu goes for cover, but Solo kicks out. Here comes JC Fatu, but Fatu climbs JC Fatu with two super kicks. Fatu with running hip attack onto both men. Fatu climbs to the top rope and he lands on a swanton onto Solo. Goes for the cover, but JC breaks it up. JC with right hands and in comes Jimmy. JC picks up him up, but Jimmy lands on his feet and he lands on a super kick. Jimmy with a splash onto the top rope onto JC onto the outside. Fatu with a suicide dive onto Solo, but onto the outside of the ring. Fatu throws Solo into the ring and he goes for a splash, but Solo moves out of the way. Solo with a super kick and he goes for a Samoan spike, but Fatu ducks and he lands on DT. Fatu climbs to the second rope, but lands on moonsault. He goes for cover and gets the pin. Winners Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso. Fatu clears the announce table after the match. He places Solo onto the announce table, and Fatu climbs to the top rope. In comes Tala Tonga, who slams Fatu down onto the mat. In comes Jimmy Uso, with right hands onto Tala Tonga. In comes Tama Tonga. He takes Jimmy down. Tala Tonga with a boot onto Jimmy. Solo in the ring, and as well as JC, who slams Jimmy down. Tama Tonga with a twisted neck breaker onto Jimmy onto the outside of the ring. Fatu is held by JC, Tama Tonga, and Tala Tonga. Solo with a Samoan spike onto Fatu. They drag Fatu to the outside of the outside of the ring, and they powerbomb him through the announce desk. That Smackdown goes off the air. Quick, winners, Smackdown goes off the air. Now, the real question is this: will Saturday night's main event be any good 1 week from tomorrow? And will Evolution be any good 1 week from this Sunday? Well, I don't think Saturday night's main event will be any good. Won't be any good. Well, we all know it's gonna be Gunther versus Goldberg at Saturday night's main event. I don't know why why Triple H let Goldberg back in. I'm just saying he's a good athlete. I mean, I've been a fan of Goldberg when I was little. Well, goes back to WCW. And I bet we all know that. I bet you Seth Rollins is gonna cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase and get on Gunther and Goldberg. and somehow and Seth Rollins is gonna act like an ass like he always does, and somehow the WWE and they're gonna put him back as a popular heel, pop baby face, and make Heyman the face, Braun Breaker the face, and Bronson Reed the face, and that'll be stupid because after we witnessed at WrestleMania 41. And WWE about Evolution, WWE Evolution. Um, I don't think that won't be any good. I don't think that'll be any good at all because we all know because it's scheduled to be because it's scheduled to be Nikki Bella versus Liv Morgan at a we all know we won't see Nikki Bella versus Liv Morgan at 11 shit since Liv Morgan got her arm broken. And we already know the matches have been made. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. We all know that Naomi's gonna cash in. Naomi's gonna cash in her Money in the Bank briefcase and stuff like that. And what about now I predict this. I bet you yeah, we all know that Tiffany Stratton Naomi's gonna cash in on Tiffany Stratton, and Naomi might become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. But what about this? What if the announcement's been made that Naomi will defend her SmackDown Women's title after she got cashed in, after defend her newly SmackDown Women's Champion against Jade Cargill in their no holds barred match will be no holds barred match for the SmackDown Women's title. Well, that would be a possibility if that's been announced. And Jade Cargill becomes the new SmackDown Women's Champion. And then we see some changes in SummerSlam. I bet you probably there might be a rematch for the SmackDown Women's title between Jade Cargill and Naomi. And Bianca Belair, who has been seen on TV for a while, might probably turn heel and cost Jade Cargill the SmackDown Women's title. Give it back to Naomi, and it was revealed that Naomi, Bianca was the mastermind behind Jade Cargill's attack. I have a feeling WWE might shit on Jade Cargill like they did to her in AEW. Yeah. So that's all I had to say for all of you. I got that covered. Got all my little review down. Now you know what. God bless me. So I will sneeze. Yeah, God bless me because I sneezed. Yeah, that's what I believe. That's exactly what I believe. What am I saying? Yeah, okay, now I got everything covered. Now it's time for something I like to do. Oh, you know what it's time for? Hold on a second. Oh, you know what it's time for? It's time for Justin's Talent History, all the wrestling birthdays, pop culture, from yesterday and today. So all you hear that thing from Back to the Future. It celebrated its 40th anniversary yesterday. It was released on July 3rd, Wednesday, July 3rd, 1985. It celebrated its 40th anniversary yesterday. It starred Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. One of my favorite movies. So let's go back to yesterday. As the one legendary Christopher Lloyd always says, let's go back to yesterday, July the 3rd, 2025. Okay, yesterday was a happy It's a happy 40 sources say he was either he was born in 1969. Either he was some sources say he was born in 1969, 1972, or 1979. Sources say he was turned 56 yesterday, or either 53 yesterday, or either 46 yesterday. His name was Vladimir Kozlov, former WWE wrestler. Vladimir Kozlov. Yeah. Yeah, yesterday was a happy 4-year birthday to wrestler David Otis. And now pop culture. July 3rd, 1985, a movie was released, one of the best movies of all time. A real box office smash hit. One of my favorites. Back to the Future, starring Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. One of my favorites. I love that movie. I love the Back to the Future trilogy. And now July 3rd, 1995 on WCW Prime. Match card, the Nasty Boys versus Tom Burke and Manny Fernandez on the match card. No, I do one that match. Craig Pittman versus Tyler, Red Tyler. Then we see an interview with Kevin Stone running through the woods. The Blue Bloods versus T.C. Carter and Larry Santo. Interview with Big Van Vader. Big Van Vader versus Ricky Lane. Interview the Nasty Boys. Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus Big Bubba. Let's see. What else? What else? Okay, Monday Night Raw, July 3rd, 1995. Heading up to In Your House 2, the Lumberjacks, right? In Your House 2, In Your House, the Lumberjacks. Yeah, In Your House 2. Monday Night Raw. Okay, the 1-2-3 Kid, where some of you know is Xbox, Sean Waltman, DX member, defeated Mike Bell. Bob Holly defeated the Brooklyn Brawler. Henry Godwin defeated Barry Horowitz. Psycho Sid defeated Bam Bam Bigelow. And Waylon Mercer defeated young Jeff Hardy, who was a jobber. Again, Jerry King Lawler said he has a surprise to get his revenge on Bret to hit him after what he did made him kissing his feet at King of the Ring 95. He has an Isaac Yankem DDS, as some of you know is Kane, Big Red Machine, who's now the mayor of Tennessee. See what else, and then I'll see what else. Trying to see any wrestling history. Okay, on Sunday Night Heat, Sunday Night Heat on July 3rd, Sunday Night Heat. Okay, no Sunday Night Heat. It was just a recap episode, recaps everything. Let's see. Yeah, now let's go. Okay, now I got that code. Now let's go to what happened on July the 4th. On this great Independence Day, July the 4th, today. Okay, today is a happy birthday. Would have been a happy. Today would have been a happy 92nd birthday to Rufus R. Jones. Some of you know he's the father of manager Reverend Slick. He died on November 13th, 1993. His real name was Kerry Lloyd. And Joey Janela turned Joey Janela from AEW turns 36. Some sources say he was born July 3rd. And Barry Windham, he turns 65 today. Barry Windham, good athlete, Barry Windham. He was born on Independence Day, 1960. And on this day in 1985, in World Class Championship Wrestling, Independent Star Wars took place, a little live event in the Fort Worth Center Convention in Fort Worth, Texas. Steve Casey defeated Jack Victory by pinfall. Brian Adias and Jim Powers fought in a draw, no countout. Bobby Foote and Tommy Rogers defeated Kelly Knitsky and Rip Oliver, tag team match, 2 out of 3 falls. Tim Brooks defeated Iceman King Parsons. Kerry Von Erich defeated the one-man gang. Great Kabuki defeated Chris Adams. Precious defeated Jim Cornette. And Chris Adams and Gino Hernandez defeated Kerry Von Erich and defeated the Von Erich boys, Kerry and Kevin. Yeah, Jim Cornette got lost to a woman in this match. Jim Cornette lost to a woman in this match. Yeah, 14,000 were in attendance for this one. And let's see what else. Okay, ECW. Okay, ECW Hardcore TV on this July 4th, 1995, Independence Day, 1995. No match, no just a recap episode on this night. Hold on a second, I think this was just see. Oh, there was highlight. See, hold on a second. See. Yeah. Fan cam highlights of Bill Alfonso giving the ECW tag team titles to Raven and Steven Richards. ECW fan cam in-ring promo by Cactus Jackson. There was Mick Foley, short promo by Tommy Dreamer and Luna Vachon, short promo by the Sandman and Woman, short promo of the highlights of Too Cold Scorpio, short promo of Big Val Puccio, highlights of the tie-pie death match between Axel and Axel Rotten, highlights of the Public Enemy versus the Gangsters, the ring interview with Shane Douglas, Woman, and joins him at the end. Promo by Luna Vachon, fan cam highlights of Raven and Steven Richards winning the tag team titles. Promo by Raven and Steven Richards and Billy McGillicuddy. Kaz versus Too Cold Scorpio for Hardcore Heaven 95. Promo by Axel Rotten. Promo by the Sandman and Woman. Phil Alfonso highlights of the Sandman versus Cactus Jack and ECW heavyweight title match from Hardcore Heaven 95. Todd Gordon fires Shane Douglas. Shane Douglas to end the Texas. Todd Gordon in 911 saves Todd Gordon. See what else? See now. Let's see. July 4th, 2005. Okay, Monday Night Raw took place at the Arco Arena in Sacramento, California on July 4th on Independence Day 2005. They start off with Carlito Cabana. It all began when with special guest Hulk Hogan. And they weren't, and then Carlito didn't refuse to talk about his new show, Hogan's new show, Hogan Knows Best. And he tried to bring him his daughter Brooke, and then Kurt Angle came in, crossed the line about Hogan's wife, making it about Hogan's daughter, making his daughter tap out, and that pissed Hogan off. Then Shawn Michaels came to came to rescue. And then it was announced that Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels will team up later in a tag team match. Then we see a Bikini Sergeant Slaughter's first ever Bikini Keep Can match, and it had the hosts were Candice, Jonathan Coachman and Christy Hemming. And then Chris Jericho's highlight reel was John Cena. And then Jericho said he admitted John Cena has been a role late, but Jericho is far more successful than John Cena. Then she shows clips of his band Fozzy. Then Jericho, you will see a little brawl between Jericho and Cena. Then officials came out breaking up two of them. And last week, Big Show was supposed to take out Kane and Gene Snitsky. The Kane, and then we see the Heartthrob, and then we see Chavo Guerrero being drafted to Snot Cage, and he said he was announcing his Hispanic heritage, and he will be known as Curran White, and a gimmick of as a white American instead of a Hispanic American. And that was a little terrible gimmick WWE gave him, because giving it for Chavo Guerrero to insult to white Americans, until he dropped that gimmick until the passing of his uncle Eddie Guerrero. He went back to his real name, Chavo Guerrero, passing that same year. And then we see a tag. And then we see Kane and the Big Show defeated Edge and Gene Snitsky and Lita. Viscera defeated Heartthrobs and Tony Romeo in DQ in a 2-on-1 handicap match. And then Lillian Garcia was heartbroken because of how they you broke him. He got how he broke her heart at Vengeance. And then Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan and Shawn Michaels team up to face against Carlito and Kurt Angle. And HBK and Shawn Michaels won the match. And then all of a sudden, what happened was this: Hulk Hogan turned his back on Shawn Michaels turned his back on Hulk Hogan and super kicked him. He turned heel. Yeah, it was ever since he was making him heel again. It was his heel turn ever since since 1997. In probably 1998, when he was part of the corporation. He super kicked Hogan, turning heel. Now, the reason why Shawn Michaels did that because he wanted a match with him as Shawn Michaels because he wanted to see who was the best. It was leading him to a match at SummerSlam 2005. So that'll do for all of you. And hope all of you good night. That was my review. So now I'm gonna close out tonight with a little bit of music since but by the way, as late Cherry Hinch always say, I like to dress up like Chubby Checker, sing like Lionel Tree, dance like James Brown. I like to get in that hot tub, gonna be sweat, gonna be dry, gonna be wet. Referring to Eddie Murphy doing an impression of James Brown on Saturday Night Live. Yeah, I never grew up in the 80s watching Saturday. I never grew up in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, so I saw reruns of old school Saturday Night Live. I saw reruns also Saturday Night Live little. So now I'm gonna close out something for all of you tonight since today's the 4th of July. I'm gonna close out the show with a song, "God Bless the USA" by country music singer, country music from 1984 by country music legend, Lee Greenwood. So I hope all of you good night, and here it is to close out the show, "God Bless the USA" by Lee Greenwood in honor of the 4th of July today. So happy birthday. So have a happy 4th of July to all of you. Have a good night. And here it is, close out show, "God Bless the USA" by Lee Greenwood. It's open. Happy 4th of July. You see, I'm playing "God Bless the USA." Yeah, I played that as opening and closing my show. I knew him. because it's 4th of July. Sorry about that, everybody. My mom came in and get my pill. Let me start the show. Came in and get my pill. So let me start the song again. One more time. A little interference. So, like I said, God bless America. Have a good night, everybody. And here it is, God Bless the USA by Lee Greenwood in honor of 4th of July. Number one hit single 1984 by country music singer Lee Greenwood, God Bless the USA in honor of 4th of July. So happy 4th of July and good night to everybody. Here it is, once again from the top.